right, this is Tuesday, April 20th, I think, whatever day it is. We're on our way from Churchill Downs Barnyard to the Sports Spectrum with Hall of Famer Gary Stevens. And so far, he hadn't hit no telephone poles, or he's doing a pretty good job driving. And Gary, we want to thank you for being on Indian Charlie TV. And we know now you're agent for Drayden Van Dyke, and so you're going over to the Sports Spectrum to hustle somebody out of something. What's going on over there?
Drayden, he's working one for his longtime friend and great horse trainer Jimmy Baker.
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake. A lot of people didn't know, and I did not know, that Jimmy actually had him under his wing before Tom Proctor got his hands on him. And we went over to work a horse for him last week, and man, it was like old home week. A little shorty, used to be groom and stuff. He come and give Drayden a hug. I know the COVID thing and all. And then there was a guy, Lester the molester. I says, Lester the molester? He says, yeah. He says, that's my daddy's best friend. And I says, you're kidding me. Well, that was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, that is cool. Jimmy Baker's wonderful. So was his wife, Candy. So now, I mean, I'm just trying to think. You've been an actor, you've been a jockey, you've been a trainer, you're a jocks agent now, you're a bloodstock agent. I know you were assistant trainer for Alex Hessinger when he won a Breeders' Cup race. Have I missed anything? I mean, did you ever bartend, or did you paint houses or anything?
I bartend for myself every night. I think I bartended for you a couple of times. Yeah. We've been on a bar stool together a couple of times. But how do you see the Derby shaping up? I mean, it's a wide open race, and I know Drayden's got a mountain race for Wesley Ward, and it just looks like it's a jump ball. I mean, anybody can win the thing. It's a tough Derby to throw anybody out, to be honest with you. I think there's going to be plenty of pace in the race, and we've got plenty of horses with different styles of running. Horses that sit just off the pace, like the stock, and you've got your horses that come from behind it. You talked about Drayden's horse for Wesley Ward, Like the King. He won Jeff Ruby Stakes on him, and very impressive that day. And he'd never really shown anything on the dirt. He's run 2 times on the dirt as a 2-year-old, and for whatever reason, this year when he got over to Keeneland on that main track, Wesley's, that's his home base, and his work's leading up to the Jeff Ruby. He had a couple of black letters in 59 and change, and that's something that he'd never done before. He's worked well as a 2-year-old on the dirt. That's why he was running on the synthetic, and he came back and after Drayden worked him 2 weeks ago on the turf. This was Wesley's plan. He kind of thinks outside the box, and he's like a mad scientist genius, sort of like a Michael Dickinson. Come up with some ideas, and he said, listen, I want to work this horse on the turf, stiff work, and he put a couple horses about 15 lengths in front of them. They weren't just horses, they were stake winners last year as 2-year-olds. One of them was actually 3rd in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint, and so it wasn't like he was working with some bums. But Wesley said he won't catch them, but he said, I want to stiff 6 furlongs, and he said probably won't catch these 2 horses. Well, they passed one of them at the 16th pole. Johnny Velasquez, he was on the other pole and joined up with him. They finished head-to-head up the finish line, and Like the King was in hand, and he galloped out very strong. And anyway, he came back with Julio Garcia on Saturday morning. That's 3 days ago as we talk right now. And I went over. Drayden had worked one at the Thoroughbred Center there in Lexington. I drove over to Keeneland and jumped in the truck with Wesley, and we went over to the front side. And he lit it up. He worked with a filly that she was champion 2-year-old up in Canada last year, and Joel Rosario was on her. And he told Julio, he said, just sit 3-4 lengths behind her and join up with her, go 3/4 from the 5.5 pole out to the mile. And Julio was just sitting still as the church mouse, had his feet in the dashboard, and Joel, he was riding pretty hard, and Wesley got this big old Kool-Aid smile on his face, and we didn't have a clock on him or anything. We were just watching the beauty of it, and he gave me a couple of fist bumps, and he looked at me and he says, I don't want to say anything. He said, but we can win this thing. And I smiled and I said, yeah, wide open derby. But he looked really sweet doing it. He'll have one more breeze this weekend and then ship over and just gallop over the track.
Wesley Ward, he's you got to respect him just about anything he does. He's an excellent horseman, and if he, like you say,
I get off here, yeah. I mean, you're my navigator.
Yeah. I think you're going to get dazed for that car, the guy back there honking his horn, but you're all right.
That's a police officer.
Oh, yeah.
Don't give him the finger.
Yeah, this is where you get off Poplar Level Road.
I got it right here.
And,
this is my navigation system. Yeah. I don't trust you.
When you were a jockey, you didn't spend too much time getting on horses over to Sports Spectrum, did you?
No, you know what? The first time I went there, it was the dead of the winter, and my son TC, that's my oldest boy, he had just gone out on his own training, and man, it was a little depressing that day. It was windy, and I thought, man, this is a tough spot to be in here. But shoot, when we come out the other morning, it's changed a lot since the last time. They got the casino and everything going, and
it's a good racetrack.
Good racetrack.
I think maybe those barns would not be what you would call as good as the ones at Churchill, but as far as getting a horse on the track and training and getting them ready to run, I mean, Mike Maker does pretty good out of there, so that's all you got to say about that. But have you got any business over here? We're hoping to see Drayden, come in here and bust into Kentucky. We know he will, and we know it doesn't happen overnight as well. So you just kind of get your customers one at a time. I don't know how else you can do it, and if you can get out of the gate and win a couple early, that'll help you some. So what do you think about the meet coming up?
Well, Keeneland, we knew it was going to be tough, and it was really kind of a four-jockey show over there. Louis Sias had just an unbelievable meet, and Joel, he's always has really good meets, and it got Irad that was there and had a hell of a meet, and Tyler Gaffleon, they kind of ran the show over there with riding a lot of the New York horses were standing out over there, so we knew it was going to be tough. We're not finished yet. Hopefully get a winner this week. Ride one tomorrow that has a really good chance for Andy McKeever. And in opening week here, Derby week is always tough for even Hall of Famers come in here, and you're lucky if you pick something up that is competitive. Hopefully we ride a couple that'll be competitive, and we can move forward and concentrate, and I've got quite a few calls in this first condition book coming up, so just hoping we can get lucky out of the box and ride for the right people, and that's one reason I'm coming over here. You mentioned Mike Maker, Joe Sharp's here as well, and there are a lot of good horsemen over here, and you just got to beat the bushes. And when I was riding, people had said that I was my own best agent. I worked hard in the mornings when I was younger. Really worked hard, and trying to do the same thing as an agent. Just put my time in, keep my stay focused, and do the best I can do. That's all I can do, and the rest is up to Drayden. He's a hell of a talent. He's young. He's 26 years old. He's light. He doesn't have a weight issue. So he's got a lot going for him.
Yeah, and he's already been at the big time. I mean, he's won as many grade ones as a lot of jockeys have been around here a long time, and so the stage is not going to be too big for him, and he's getting away from 4-horse fields in California. To me, it just seems like a good move to make, and seems like if you did ride a few for Baffert out there, but you're liable to ride for him around here, so I think I was really glad to see him make the move, and wish y'all wish you all the best.
Wait, I got us lost, dude.
Daggone, he run us up into the dry spot. It looks like.
But listen, this is my talent. I'll get us out of this blind switch I run us into.
Oh boy!
I might even run a stop sign.
Hey, well, since we still got y'all here, I mean, if you didn't ride Indian Charlie like this in a Derby, that ain't why he got beat us.
No, hey, but you were talking about the big stage, and this. by the way, this isn't Drayden's first Kentucky Derby. I think this will be his 4th Kentucky Derby, and his first Derby, he rode a huge long shot, and guy told him, he said, if you run 3rd or better, I'll give you a pretty good bonus. Well, he wound up running 4th, and the owner wound up giving him that big bonus anyway. So it's always fun. Derby day, one of the best days of the year for me as a jockey. I'd look forward to it, and I'd always get in there about 7 o'clock in the morning, believe it or not. Post time for the Derby's usually about 6:30 in the evening, but everybody's got their programs in their stacks and stacks.
Yeah.
And you spend all day trying to get, the early morning trying to get those signatures out of the way. And I never turned down an autograph for anybody, and they have a lot of stuff for charities set out on the pool tables, jock boots, calendars, posters, all kinds of stuff, jockey goggles, and
I bet that's cool to be in a jock stream on Derby Day.
It is, and the atmosphere, it's pretty rambunctious all day long, a lot of joking around and stuff, but the closer you get to the Derby, the quieter it gets.
Oh yeah.
And you see the deer in the headlight look come from a few of these guys, and it's quite the deal.
Well, now we're getting ready to pull into the stable gate, so we're going to let you get off here, because we know when you get in there you're going to have some work to do, and we certainly want to thank you for being on Indian Charlie TV, and wish you the best of luck in the Derby and all throughout the spring meet. And glad you were able to talk that guy out of California, Drayden Van Dyke. And this is Indian Charlie TV, over and out.